2022 has gone off to a fantastic start, with many of the target AI tech giants having taken an early year tumble to fresh swing lows that is failing to register in the general indices such as the Dow, and which acts as a harbinger of what to expect during much of a volatile 2022, whilst my stock market trend forecast will seek to map out the trend into the end of this year. However, my primary focus is actually on accumulating the AI tech stocks, and thus my analysis also includes individual price targets for each of the AI tech stocks. Firstly, a recap on my stock market forecast for 2021 before we take a sneak peek at my expectations for the stock market for 2022. So the Dow ended the year at 36,338 for a strong gain of 18.7% for the year, which is set against my early year expectations for a year-end target of Dow 35,000 as illustrated by the chart. And this was revised in mid-September's in-depth analysis, comprehensive analysis, for a stock market trend forecast to target 37,000 for a new high early January 2022, i.e. just at the start of January, with expectations that this will resolve in a correction into mid-February for a weak bull run into early May that risked creating a double top of sorts, as illustrated by the graph. And then came the warning from the stock market crash bear neural net CI18 of 6th of December that warned to secure my stock market expectations lower. Remember, CI18 is a weighting tool or indicator and not a trading signal. i.e. after CI18 is triggered, it's up to me to determine what it implies for the downwards trend implications, and so I revised my stock market trend forecast lower to expect a year-end close of the Dow near 36,000 ahead of a deeper New Year sell-off, as illustrated by the graph once more. Which brings us to the present, with the Dow trading lower off an early year new all-time high, but as expected most of the downside action is taking place in the tech giants due to the valuation reset in progress, which should deliver several good buying opportunities during much of 2022 that we received a small taste of so far. So Google trade down to, or Alphabet trade down to 2662, and being the lucky bugger that I am, I actually bought half a share of Google, i.e. a fractional share, at 2667, virtually the bottom. And I posted this trade live in the comment section on my last article posted on Patreon, i.e. that I bought a small amount of Google fractional share at 2667 ahead of buying levels of 2625. I am lucky. That was just luck. That wasn't any magic powers I got. It was just luck. Yeah, I have to admit that. I saw it hit 2662 and it started to creep up a little. I go, I'm buying it now. I can't sit here watching the stock price all day. I'm just going to buy it now. It was luck. Turned out 2662 was the bottom. So the overvalued tech giants are leading the markets lower, whilst under and even fairly valued stocks are not only withstanding the sell-off but actually rising, such as IBM, Intel, LMT amongst others. Much as I've been flagging to expect to happen for, well, at least 5 months, a pattern that is likely to repeat for much of 2022, where we see good overvalued stocks take a plunge just as we've seen, only to be met by the dippers who push the prices back up in advance of the next wave of selling to result in a very choppy, volatile year, which is one of the primary focuses of my stock market trend analysis for 2022, to to try and determine the magnitude of the intra-year drawdowns for each of the AI tech stocks for better buys. And as for where we currently stand, I would be very wary of any rallies by reminding all of my existing analysis and trend forecast that paints a picture for at least a bearish January going into mid-February, the trend for which I will cover into the end of 2022 in my forthcoming extensive analysis and concluding detailed trend forecast. And this video was just an excerpt from a most recent comprehensive analysis on how to successfully invest in stocks during 2022 and beyond. Truly extensive analysis, hardcore analysis, no waffle. Hardcore, straight to the point, in 17 points actually, on how to successfully invest in stocks, so that you focus on what is important and avoid the mistakes that most novice investors tend to make. And the whole of that analysis has first been made available to patrons who support my work. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $4 for a month, which is nothing for what you're getting. And also you gain access to all of my published analysis to date, including my recent in-depth analysis that updates the current state of my high-risk biotech stocks portfolio. An opportune update because 2020 was the year, 2020 going into early 2021 was the year of the ARK garbage, no earnings, no revenues stocks, which peaked in early March or early 2021 and crashed by 50%. And 2021 was the year of the tech giants that blasted off into the stratosphere, Apple becoming a $3 trillion stock, whilst 2022 looks set to be the year of the biotechs, the pharma and biotechs. That's what it's going to turn out to be, with the benefit of hindsight. By the end of this year, they're going, whoa, look, 2022 was the year of the biotech stocks. Well, this is an opportune analysis update of the state of play for the high risk and biotech stocks portfolio. And then, of course, we have my extensive analysis of the emerging metaverse that took near 3 weeks to complete. Full spectrum analysis, top to bottom, what to invest in, and how to capitalize on this emerging megatrend that will span more than a decade. So this is early doors, early days for getting in early. Not 10 years later, oh, I wish I'd, oh yeah, look, a few years down the road, I wish, why didn't I do something in 2022? You know, everything was so cheap. Well, this is your starting block. Read this extensive analysis and then off you go. And of course, all of this was first made available to patrons who support my work. So do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $4 per month. And do remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel for new videos as and when they are posted.